Hello everybody, TWR Studios here, and today we're back for another part of the TWR 2022 review. This time, we're going to be looking at engines in Wave 2 of this line, starting with Henry and Edward. Here are their boxes, and here they are themselves. I'm going to pull Edward out of the way because we need to talk about the basically GOAT of this line, Henry. When I want a good Henry model, this is something that I will keep on coming back to. I mean, it looks really nice. A lot of the shapes are accurate, to say the least. There are a few that aren't accurate, but I'll get into those. However, the correct shapes are his tender, his wheels. In the show he's a 460, and here he is, which I love. And his overall body length is honestly really nice. However, there are a few nitpicks that I have with this model. For one, the shapes, like the firebox, for some reason, that just looks really weird. The wheel arches are kind of good, I like it. And he has a different smoke box than Gordon. If you look really closely, you can notice the difference. The cab details, for some reason, just seem off. I don't know why, but they just do. And the face, the eyebrows could use a bit of work, but, I mean, Henry is a pretty good model. On a 360 view, this model looks amazing. Just seeing this thing in its tender, up close, and being able to freaking own it is just a dream come true. I remember when photos of this first leaked, and I said that I would definitely get Henry. And now look at me. Overall, Henry is one of my favorite models, and I'll do maybe a ranking maybe in the next part, but, you know, just right now, he's epic. Then we get to the more problematic Edward. His shape is pretty good. He has a really accurate wheel configuration, which is, of course, very nice. The tender shape is okay, it's basically the same as James's, but then when you look at the wheels, you notice something's off. Edward suffers the same thing as James and Rebecca, which means that he has 4 wheels on the tender instead of 6, which honestly is kind of disappointing. I really would have liked that to happen. Other than that, I really like his shape. I feel that the wheel arches are kind of good, and it's a little thing in the boiler. I don't really know if that's accurate or not, but he also has cab steps on the tender, which is a really nice attention to detail. The face is a shocked expression, I'm guessing, and I just don't think that this is a good face for an Edward toy. Can't you just have his old wise look? That would look nice, honestly. On a 360 degree view, Edward just looks right for some reason. He has a lot of his details, his little side rods, his wheel configuration. Everything about this model just looks so nice and cozy. It just gives you that feeling of a proper toy, or just like a good toy. Edward is another one of the good ones, and I am super happy to own him. Now, let's get into our final small engine, which is Toby. Oh, Toby, what did they do to you? Here he is out of the box. Let's look at him at the side, first of all. Honestly, he looks really nice from the side. His details look amazing, and the top also looks nice. Also, for the very first time, Toby has 6 wheels. This was originally planned for his original wooden railway prototype. I don't have a clue why this was cancelled, but I'm so happy that we have a 6-wheel Toby. It's very long overdue. Now let's turn him around and... oh god, what happened to him? His shape just looks off from the front. He's not as big as his cow catchers, and that's the entire reason, which, if they made him a bit more bigger, I think this would work better. However, the front and back details look nice, and believe it or not, Toby has 2 different lamps. On the front, he has the one with the yellow, and on the back, he has the one with red, which, that shows attention to detail. And then the face, I know Toby personally worries a lot in CGI, but I just don't like this face. This just does not look like Toby. However, I do give them kudos for making the nostrils. That is above and beyond. Overall, Toby is a mixed bag. He has a lot of nice detailing and 6 wheels, however, he's just too small, at least his body is, and his face just doesn't look all nice. Next up, let's look at Emily. Emily is another mixed bag. Here she is. So there's a lot of good things with her, and there's a few bad things with her. I didn't really like Emily when the first photos of her came out. She just looks wrong, but having her in person, it's made me change that. Let's talk about the good parts. She has a great face, white buffers. The tender, it's a little bit of an awkward shape, but it'll do. It's an Emily tender, and it's got the number 12, so CGI relevance. The body has the safety valve, a really nice smoke box. My goodness, that looks nice. She's even got the big wheel and like the little area where the wheel like is. It's slanted, and that's attention to detail. However, the big thing everyone complains about with this model is the boiler. For some reason, the boiler just is not as slanted as the firebox. I don't know if this was due to design purpose or due to something else, but it just looks awkward for Emily. Sure, she's a great model still, but I feel that is just the biggest letdown of this toy. However, nothing's perfect, and this model still looks nice even with it. Emily is definitely in the top 10. Next up, let's cause a little mischief on this island. Here are the troublesome trucks, both with crates and paint. It was a smart move to release 2 trucks because that would mean kids have a choice. Do they want one with crates or do they want one with paint? Let's take a look at the one with crates first because this seems to be the normal version. And really, these guys are huge. I will tell you what that means in a second, but the detailing looks nice, I like the face, and the crate detailing also looks really nice. I don't know how they made that, but I want it. He's even got a little bit of a different wheel detail, which looks nice. I think they're Percy's wheels, but I'd have to check. But yeah, here is the troublesome truck with crates. Now let's look at the paint troublesome truck. A different variant for sure. The face is kind of hit or miss. The paint's all over the truck because the troublesome trucks, haha, funny, and the paint load looks also really nice. If you look closely between these 2 trucks, they're different. They have different wheels, which I don't really know what's the case. They both have the same wheels on the box, and I don't know if there are variations with these wheels, with like similar wheels, but I'm not too sure, and if you do know, then please let me know. Let me tell you what I mean by these guys being huge. Here is Percy. Man, these guys are huge. Comparing these to the smaller engines and even some of the larger engines, they just seem to tower over the engines, which is not really a favorite thing of mine, and I'm not really impressed with that. If they shrunk these guys down a little bit, they probably would have been perfect size and they probably would have been a much better toy. However, that doesn't mean that they're bad. They're okay to say the least. And now we look at the final model of this new line, Kenji. Here he is himself. When I first saw photos of Kenji, I was a little bit hesitant, but having him in person, he is honestly really nice. The first time I was holding him and all that, he definitely was a mind changer because I originally was not really a fan of this guy, and to now see him in person, it's a much better experience. That just goes to show that having things in person is better than looking at photos online. His details are nice. I like his little pantograph on the top. The face also looks really nice. I'm definitely really liking this Kenji model. It's a huge upgrade than what we got for wood. However, when you look at his coach, there's nice details and a pantograph, but it has 4 wheels instead of 8. I don't know if this is accurate to the Shinkansens, but I feel that the coach is really small. It just is not my cup of tea. I'm not really a big fan of it. Overall, I feel that the coach is the biggest letdown, but Kenji himself, I definitely recommend if you want to be able to have a better wooden railway Kenji than wood. And now for the moment of truth. Here is every single TWR 2022 engine in one shot. I started this quest back in March 2022, and I've ended it in August 2022. I collected so many characters. A lot were good, some were bad, and some are the best. We even got some better characters than what we got in the wood, which include Nia, Rebecca, and Kenji. I'm really excited to see where this line goes. it has been a treat collecting them. Also, if you want to see, here are the boxes. Yes, I kept every single one of them, and they will all be holding the engines until I find a place for them. Thank you guys for watching. I may make another part, but for now, see you guys in the next one.